Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Hope you like the new digs here. Settling into the new office and my new place here in Virginia. So as promised, today we're going to discuss the TSP and how to roll over your funds from the TSP to a different account. But first, before we begin, we need to discuss two key terms we need to understand so that we can make sure we do the rollover properly, or in my opinion, properly, if you will. The first one is direct rollover, and then the second term is indirect rollover. So first, breaking down a direct rollover is when basically you'll tell the TSP, you'll call them up on their 1-800 or 1-877 line and say, hey guys, I would like to initiate a rollover from my TSP account to whatever other account. If you're working for a new company and have a 401k, it can be that account. If you have an IRA with like Charles Schwab or Fidelity or somebody like that, then you can do the same thing to an IRA as well. You'll let them know that you want to do a direct rollover. In that case, the TSP will send your money directly to that other account, and you are not involved other than explaining that you want to do this. The TSP company and whatever company you want to transfer it to will take care of everything else. Going to the second term, the indirect rollover means that the TSP will send you a check for your funds that you have in your account, whether traditional or Roth or both. They'll send you the funds, and then it's your responsibility to get those funds to your next account within a period of 60 days. If you don't do that, then you're going to see the penalties, or you're going to receive penalties at that time, and we definitely don't want that. So glad we covered those two terms. They're very important, and here's why. So we understand that the difference between traditional and Roth retirement accounts, right? Traditional is you invest the money now, and then once you withdraw it, you pay taxes later. And then Roth is you pay the taxes on it up front or as you are putting it into your account. And then when you withdraw it later on, that money comes out tax-free. So as you can imagine, when you start moving that money around out of those accounts and into different accounts, you might begin to incur some tax liability depending on what you do. So the biggest thing to remember when you're looking to roll over your accounts is that if you have a traditional TSP, you need to, or you don't need to. If you're going to transfer it to a traditional or a traditional 401k or IRA, then as long as you do the direct transfer, you won't, or the direct rollover, you're not going to incur any tax liability, assuming they do that properly. If you do the indirect rollover, you also may not incur tax liability. However, that is on you to do it properly. The great thing about the direct rollover is that the TSP and the other company that you're moving the money to, they bear the burden of responsibility to move your money for you. So highly recommend the direct roller option. And then for Roth IRA, same thing. If you go from a traditional TSP to a Roth IRA or 401k, which you can do that on the date of which you move that money over to that new Roth account, you will incur a tax penalty because you're going from a traditional account, right? You haven't paid any tax on that yet, to a Roth account. And again, a Roth, you've already paid taxes. So in order to get that money from the traditional account into that new Roth account, you have to pay the taxes on your traditional money in order to move it into the Roth, if that makes sense. Now for Roth, obviously going Roth to Roth, as long as you do a direct transfer and there's no hiccups there. Again, you can do indirect rollover as well, but there's more chance of failure, and I don't know why you would do that to yourself. So if I ever did it, I myself would do a direct rollover from my traditional or my Roth TSP to my Roth IRA in the future if I chose to go that route. Again, there's no tax liability there because again, you already paid the tax. You moved somewhere you've also already paid tax on the money, so you're good. Obviously, if you do the indirect route, you receive the money and you don't put it in, you could incur liability or tax liability or penalties by not keeping it in their retirement account until 59 and a half. So keep that in mind. Thanks for hanging with me so far. I know it's a little dry, but at the end of the day, I want to help you make sure that you take the hard-earned money that you've made and properly move it to new accounts should you choose to do so. So again, it's dry, but if you don't do it properly, you're going to get taxed. And the last thing you want to do is take money you've saved your whole life for retirement and have it taxed. I digress. All right, we're going to jump into finally how do you actually roll over your money from the TSP into another account. So here we go. I've signed into my TSP account. As you can see here, you have these different headings across the top. There's rollover in, which is not what we're trying to do. We want withdrawals and rollovers out. All right, so I'm on that tab now. As you can see here, withdrawals and rollovers there in that top left. It tells you the impact of early withdrawal and how bad it is, which obviously if you're going to withdraw and like do dumb stuff with it, that's a bad idea. But if you're just moving it to a different account, the TSP is just going to be upset because they're not managing your money and making money off you anymore. But it'd be anybody else. So either way. It talks about hardship withdrawals, and then we keep scrolling, and there's like nothing here on how to how to roll over your money out of the TSP into a separate account. Let's look at the right side. All right, estimate how much income you may have in retirement. Don't want that. Need to roll money into the plan, which again, I thought we look here. This is withdrawals and rollovers out. I thought so. Hardship worksheet. No, we're not trying to do anything like that. Withdrawal history. No, we're not trying to do that. And notice of rights. We're also not trying to do that. So that's crazy, right? You click on that, and all of a sudden, it doesn't show you how to roll over out of the plan to something else. Yes, I'm acting a little bit, but it's frustrating because, you have every right. It's your money to roll it over if you want to. So I don't understand why the TSP website. I'm logged in. It's not like I'm just on it as a guest. Why doesn't it not show me this? I did some digging and I find the answer, and I'll show you in a new window now. All right, y'all. So after doing some digging on the TSP website itself and a little bit of Google searching and Gemini and all that help, I found a couple of different PDFs that we're going to review now. So the first one is it's titled. Let me go to the top. The Thrift Savings Plan. It's rollovers from the Thrift Savings Plan to eligible retirement plans. So this is what we would be looking for. It does all these definitions, which are, I guess, okay. But the biggest thing here I'm going to highlight it is how is a rollover made. I highlighted everything. Either way, okay, it's this one right here on the right-hand side. How is a rollover made? So rollovers are made by the issuance of a U.S. Treasury check to the destination plan or IRA. And it gives you some more information, as you can see there. The key there is, that kind of describes like a direct direct rollover. Obviously, if you did the indirect, it would go to you, not the new company or plan that you would have. So it's frustrating that the TSP is not very helpful in how to roll money out. But here's the answer. You call their 1-877 line. I'll have it showing up right now so you can see their number right now. Call the number. Tell them you want to roll over. If the options that they list in the menu aren't what you want or don't have anything about rolling over, just pick an option. That's what I did for resetting my password and explain to the service representative that helps you that you want to roll your money over to a new account. When you do this, you need to make sure that your new account is set up. You can't just say, I want to roll money over to an account and not have an account to roll it over into. So make sure you either have that new 401k or new IRA or TSP or an old account already set up and running so that you can move the money into it. And then to the best of my knowledge, it's similar like doing a money transfer between two bank accounts. You would just give them your routing number and account number, and they would move the money from your TSP account to new account. All right, well, not the most intuitive way to figure out how to roll your money over from the TSP to a different account. I hope you learned something today. I hope you now understand how to roll over your money from the TSP to another account. If you ever need help, by all means, reach out and I'll see what I can find for you as well. Don't be afraid to talk to your whoever runs or manages your account for your IRA or 401k that you're moving money into. I'm sure they've done it before multiple times, and they can help you work with the TSP to move your money. I know I'm kind of dumping on the TSP a little bit. They've been very helpful to me, and they do offer very low fees to manage the retirement accounts. So they're great people. It's a good plan. As you've seen here tonight, it's not the most intuitive to figure out how to transfer the money from the TSP account to a different account. So anyway, I hope you learned something today. I love each and every one of you. Leave a question down below if you have one, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Good night, and have a great week.